I'm not in a position to give too much planting advice. This is my string bean babies. More string bean babies. I probably planted these too early, but here's a tip that I heard. I don't know if this is true. We'll find out. So we have the cool weather stuff that can actually be planted wherever you are. This is New York. Between April 3rd and the 11th, depending on the frost predictions. So one thing I've heard, I've never done this before, I grew all these inside since about like late mid-March, late March. These are beets, and these are lettuce and kale. They're colder weather stuff that's even grown in February. So the point, I just took these plant babies outside, and I'm getting them acclimated to the cooler weather. So one thing that I heard, we're going to see if it makes a difference, is that you can take your plant babies, put them outside for like a few hours, half a day. I'm going to put these out until like probably 10, 11 o'clock tonight. And it gets them acclimated to the harsher environment, or just to the different, not heated environment. I have two types of heat in my house. This is a different environment. So just like humans need some time sometimes to adjust to a harsher or different environment, a different school, a different relationship, or for me, a different film set with a different temperament, different rules. Might take me a few days or 20 days or a few minutes or hours to adjust. So what can you do? You put me in a little at a time, and then eventually you adjust, just like the plant babies. If you got plants, maybe you want to consider putting them outside for a few hours or half a day before you plant them in your garden. See, here's right here. They're going to go in these gardens, so ready for them. All right, and another tip, which again, I'm not really in the position. See this garden? See, it's all like dried out. It's all like desiccated. So you can rip out yourself at the end of the season, like my dad tries to tell me. I'm like, why don't I just let these things dry out? For me, I'm all about productivity. It's a lot easier to rip out plants if they're dried out and they're dying and they don't have root systems that are alive and holding on for dear life. The roots keep us grounded. You don't want plants to be grounded in there. To rip them out, it's very difficult. So you can just let things dry out, and then right before you plant, or even a month or two, then you rip things out because they've dried out and died in the winter. And here, I planted these plant babies about a month ago. That's a hand for necromance. I got some props. So we got the hand. But these are all different types of lettuce and kale I planted mid-March. It seems like it worked. Seems like most of them lived from mid-March, March 20th, to now, April 5th, 6th? What day are we? April 7th, excuse me. I don't know. So maybe you want to do your cool weather kales and lettuces, plant them in March, April, so you don't have to wait till May. String beans, though, I think you have to wait till May, and same with cucumbers. This video is very long, getting to the end, but here are two string bean babies. I think one might be cucumber. One of these is a cucumber. Maybe I should label things. I don't really care. But string beans and cucumbers are more warmer weather. Kale, lettuce are more cooler stuff. I'm telling you, I walked outside in February and I had some kale and lettuce growing. So if you start the cucumber and string bean, I wouldn't really advise doing it in March. It might be a little too early, and these are going to be so overgrown by the time I put these in the ground. I think I gotta wait till like May 8th-ish. But here's one little tip too. I'm a person who's not really qualified to give planting tips. I actually decorated these a while ago. I got really sick doing it with the resins. But you can plant things into pots that have, see, they have some nice depth, and they have some length to it. So even if they become overgrown, the root systems have room to grow, and then you don't have to necessarily get them out of the house and into the soil. And another experiment, you can see the only light source in this room is like a little light from the door and a little light from here. These don't even open all the way. So I wanted to see if cucumbers and string beans will get enough light right here in dim lighting. And apparently they don't need so much light. So if you got a dim room, just a little light, maybe you can plant indoors.